guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kelly. I know it's been a very long time. I think the last time I posted was sometime after Thanksgiving, but thank you for being here, and I hope your 2021 is going well so far. It's January 2nd while I'm recording this, so we haven't gotten much into the year, but I'm grateful to be here because 2020, that's all I have to say. I'm not going to go any further. So please like this video, subscribe if you haven't. If you've been kind of like watching videos here and there, just submit to just subscribing, okay? It's very simple. This video for me, I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but whenever I came up to the idea of doing it, it just didn't feel right. And then recently I've been thinking about it a lot and I'm ready. So if you're ready, let's continue, and I want to talk about some stuff I've learned since posting my post-abortive video 3 years ago. So before I go into what I'm going into, I want to say to all the women who have posted under my post-abortive video, thank you so much, because I know you did not have to share your story, but you did, and I've read every single comment, some of them more than once, and whenever I read it, it was mostly in the morning time. So like I carried whoever you were, I don't know you personally, but carried you in my heart for that day or for the morning, hoping that you were okay. I know that I don't get to see how you grow as a person, so my only hope is that, you know, you are doing better emotionally, and yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for sharing your story, because it's helping me heal hearing your story too. So like I said before, it's been 3 years since I posted that video, but 7 years since I had an abortion. It's gonna be 7 years this month on the 25th, January 25th. And yeah, it's been interesting. I know a lot of people weren't sure if I had healed from the experience, so I'm gonna explain where I am now. I don't think you ever 100% heal from certain things. I think you have to make the choice to move forward, because I feel like if you healed 100% for something, you forget, and I haven't forgotten. What I do every year on the 25th is kind of like a small memorial. If it's either just me sitting in a corner thinking about the life that's lost, I do. I wanted to do something a little more, like release a balloon in the air. Obviously a balloon that is good for the environment, okay? Because we're not trying to release balloons and affect animals and sea life and all that stuff, okay? Be very cognizant of that. But I always remember that day. I always allow myself to remember that life because it was one. Try not to avoid it. And this is something that I think I might have mentioned in my first video. I tried watching the whole thing, but I always end up having to do something. But yeah, that's where I am. I am able to look at children. I even work with children right now. One big major thing is I actually have a 2-year-old now, and he is wonderful. He's a lot of work because he's 2, but it's good. You know, I have a family. His father and I are together. What I thought my life would be after an abortion was still a little rough and rocky, but where I am now is like a total 180, and I'm super grateful for that. Why I'm mentioning this, I know a lot of people, including myself, felt like I didn't deserve to have a family after what I did, or to be loved or anything. I believe that 100%. So in hindsight, I'm like, wow, like, you know, when you're in that deep, heavy, emotional state, everything feels sort of terrible. But with time, and not just time, with making a choice to heal, you can actually come out of that. Like, that experience no longer controls you. I've forgiven myself, and I know God has forgiven me, and I live my life like that because it's true. God has forgiven me, and I still have breath in my body, which means I still have more to do and more to go, not just for myself, but for the world. So right now I want to answer some questions that have been posted under the video quite often. It wasn't too many questions, it was mostly people just sharing their experience and saying thank you. But a lot of times when you have an abortion, you kind of just, or when you're pregnant and you find out, your brain just kind of goes wherever. So one of the main questions I got was, what should I do? And I'm like, I hope I don't sound like a jerk saying this, but I can't answer that for you. No one can answer that for you. You really have to make that choice yourself. You really do. Ultimately, regardless of what you choose, it's going to live with you for the rest of your life. Not that it has to control you, not that it all has to be terrible forever, but it is what it is, what it is. People cannot choose what to do and what to tell you to do. I cannot, and I will not say yes you should or no you shouldn't. That's not the point of me sharing my story. What I tell you you should do is, if you have an abortion, to seek help after. That's something I'll always say you should do, because if you live in this world that is just dark, it's just not going to be good for you. But like I said, I can't make that choice. No one had to make that choice for me, so I can't make that choice for anyone else. One of the things I would say is, when you are pregnant, you find out, don't make any decisions. Just sit down and think. Just think. Cry if you need to, let it out, but don't make any decisions immediately. If you have people in your life that won't judge you, that may have also gone through this experience before, reach out to them. But like I said, don't reach out to them for them to give you an answer. Their experience could kind of help guide you onto what decision you ultimately make for yourself. But understand that no one can choose that for you. I wish, but sorry guys, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. And there are some people who did comment who haven't gone through the experience, but they know someone going through making that decision. And what do you do? Like, what do you do when they ask you for encouragement, right? Like, I don't know, what should I say? Like I said, you cannot give them an answer, yes or no. You can't persuade them this, can't just let them figure it out. What I would say is, you tell the person, listen, ultimately the decision is yours, but I am here for you regardless of the decision you make. I'm here for you if you decide to keep that child. And if you're gonna say that, be real, be honest, because if you're not, and that person has that child, you know, they're gonna be looking to you. But that doesn't mean that you're now responsible for that child. No, it just means that you're here to hold the person's hand whenever they may need that emotional support, okay? If they don't have the child, being by their side, especially the few days after, just calling on them, checking on them, making sure they're eating, doing things that, you know, could make them better, encouraging them to seek professional help, is really the only way I could say you can encourage someone. Is to make sure that you know that you're not there to give them an answer of what to do, but to let them know that you are there for them regardless of what they do. So I kind of want to share my views on the whole abortion thing, because I did it on the first one, but I'm guessing you guys could assume where I was leaning towards. Here's where I am today. I am neither on the left side, I am neither on the right side. I take both sides and I say, you know what, I understand why you wouldn't have an abortion, and I understand why you would. I'm not here to say no or yes. No, Life isn't that black and white. I don't think God's intention is for us to abort our children, but I also don't believe that God's intention is for women to feel like they can't have their children either. Look at our country. What is our country doing for women? Like, what's going on in our world? Why are women having to make this decision? Because I can tell you that most of the time women do not want to make that decision to abort their child. I will tell you for sure. If I had what I needed to keep the child, or what I felt like I needed at that time, I would have, because I didn't want to do it. And that's the part that makes it so emotional, is because most don't want to do it. Okay, so that's where I am. Like I said, I'm not all the way left, I'm not all the way right, because I'm growing as an individual and as a human, and I can understand sides, even with anything going on. You guys know, with whatever's going on and whose side, this side, that side, except for racism, is wrong, period. Shouldn't happen. Done. Okay, that's the only thing I'm really gonna be like, no. But that is where I am, if you were at all curious. I did want to talk about one more thing that I did notice that some women might have mentioned. So the whole purpose of healing yourself, or going to receive professional help to heal, is because you want to be able to have a family one day, right? And I know in a lot of situations, most women cannot connect with children after having an abortion. Why? Because they haven't healed. They're still dealing with the trauma, and then now they have a new baby, and you think, oh, this baby's gonna be like the other baby. Like, no, they're two different things. So please don't have a baby after an abortion to make up for that loss. That's probably one of the worst things you can do, because you can end up losing it. I heard a few stories, like you guys might know, I worked in a pregnancy center, and yeah, some women might have done that, and it just did not go well. So make sure you are healing. Go seek some sort of help. Anyway, check your insurance. I don't know, like, if you know someone else who had the experience, I honestly wish that I could like reach out to all of you guys and like help you and go through this Bible study I went through, but I really can't do that because I'm one human. I'm a mom, I'm in a relationship, I have work. I cannot literally do that for all of you guys. And I am trying to figure out some sort of outlet that I could create for women to receive healing, but I just don't know what that is right now. So just keep that in mind, okay? Work on your mind. Don't worry about what anyone else has to say about it. They are not you, you are not them. Work on your mind, because you want to make sure that when you do have another child, that you're able to really connect with that child and not use your past experience to jump onto your new child, okay? You promise? Good. Going to go to the last part of this video now. Speaking on comments. Lord, I really struggled when there were certain posts under the video that was super judgmental. I'm gonna be honest, I was ready to cuss people out under the hair, because I felt like I needed to protect you women. I felt like I was your mother and you were my children, and this was a place for you to open up and heal. And when someone comes and spews negativity, I completely lost it, guys. I was just like trying not to curse them out in the comment, but let them know like this is not the place for this. And that's hard. It's really, really hard, because people will act a certain way behind closed doors and go on social media and hurt other people because they're anonymous. You know what I'm saying? That's a coward to me. Deal with whatever you're dealing with. This channel or that video was for women who were hurting. I wanted it to be a safe place. I didn't want it to be a place where people just, well, why did you have sex? You shouldn't have sex, you should have waited till you were married. Okay, let's talk about that. Some people abort while married, okay? Some people abort while they have money. There's so many reasons why, so don't make it seem like it's black and white, because it's not. So when people go on here and just, I'm like, listen, you better get off here if I tell you something. But I had to work on myself with that, because I would get so emotional, guys. I'll like start crying because like I'm like, this is not what I wanted, and maybe a little in myself I felt judged, you know. I cared a little too much, and I'm only human. That happens to so many of us. So many influencers have hater comments underneath, and you try to block it out, but it's kind of hard because like they just know how to dig into certain areas. So yeah, I really care about all of you guys that are on here. Like I said, I do not know who you are. I've just commented under as many as I could, and from that, you know, my hope is that you ladies really do take heed to my words and really try to seek help. Like I said, I wish I can talk to all of you. I wish I could all give you guys hugs. That's like, it just sucks that I feel like I can't do that, but I can't. And also, we're not hugging anybody, and we can't see each other's face like we want to. So I just feel like it's even worse for those women who have gone through this during the year 2020 and continuing. So I know I can't even imagine having gone through that, and you can't even really go anywhere and do anything. But definitely try your best to seek help. The Bible study I did, I will put the link below as to what book I used. But this book is a Bible study, right? It's not meant to be done alone. So it would have to be someone who's already done the entire Bible study who then mentors somebody else. Now, I'm not a therapist. A lot of people who do this are not therapists, and we make sure that it's clear. It's just a Bible study and someone's just there to go through it with you. Why is that important? Because you can get to a certain chapter and it might be heavy and you'll probably just end up quitting, which I have worked with someone who has, because they just couldn't handle it. But I think having someone there when it gets to that really tough spot to kind of like help you zone in and be like, listen, it gets better, keep going, you need that. Because I definitely need that. There were some parts I was just like, I got angry, or I got sad, or I just felt like I couldn't go on. But to have someone who went through it, who went through those same exact emotions, let me know like, okay, well, I know you and I have gone through similar situations, so this should work. It should be good. So yeah, guys, that's what I want to say. Please comment below. For those who commented like a couple years ago, where are you now? What's going on? My Gmail is on this channel. Please message me. I don't care if it's 3 pages long. I will get to it eventually, and I love when I get comments from you guys to know that, you know, wherever you are, because like I said, all the comments I get are where you are in your sad points. I want to know where you are in your good points too, so please email me. Please even comment below. Just send an encouraging word to somebody if you haven't gone through this before or know someone who has. Just be a helping hand, like help me, because I can't do this all by myself. It takes a group of us, a village, a family to help each other. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't, check out all my other videos of like my everyday life. Maybe it'll help you to see how you can have a family and you can move forward. It's just wonderful to see the transformation. I even watch the videos too, and I'm like, wow, like my life has transformed so fast. But I also took time to heal. I've seen therapists, I've seen, don't be ashamed about that. It's your body, it's your mind. Make sure you're good. Don't let nobody tell you nothing, okay? Thank you, and I don't know, hopefully I'll get some emails and comments. All right, Bye and Happy New Year.